I think 2023, Jeff, seeing how the rest of Marvel Snap has been balanced up until that point, I think 2023, Jeff would believe Zabu would be an unplayable or different card in 2024. I don't think that would surprise him. Third Dino going middle is good for us.
Hello.
I think it's just this. Haba Hut, thank you for the 48 months. Welcome back. Breaker, give me some news. I got hot 1 point over you. Clean living. So, I know this game was really close, but in my mind, this game highlights what's potentially one of the strengths of this build, which is our Blade Black Knight Ghost Rider stuff didn't work for us at all, and we still got to do something kind of powerful with the Hope Sunspot Infinite She-Hulk backup plan. It's a deck that's not just a one trick we discard or we die. And I don't know if it's gonna have the stats to keep up with more meta decks. We're gonna play some matches and see if we can get a feel for that. But I think from a deck building / game theory perspective, this deck list has a good plan. When I sit down and look at what this deck intends to do on paper, I'm like, yeah, that looks cohesive. And the thing you gotta get a feel for by actually playing games is like, is our cohesive plan good enough to be competitive? Call me Mr. Newbers. Thank you for the 19 months. Welcome back. This location's real bad for us. Do not possess a way to get into there. Dedicate this game to all of the why not War Machine questions in chat. This one goes out to you. Animal attack. Thank you for the brand new Prime support. There's a ton of great people you can support every month with that here on Twitch. Thanks for supporting my content this month and keeping me around. Chat, I need you to take a minute and praise me, okay? You see this? This is half of my Jimmy John sandwich that I have wrapped back up and I've stopped eating. People always ask, Jeff, has the exercise bike helped you lose weight? Pedaling on the exercise bike does not help you lose weight. Do you know what helps you lose weight? Taking half my Jimmy John sandwich and putting it in the fridge for later. Next ad break, we're gonna run it upstairs. Jeff discovering the retreat button for lunch. Yep. Askman, thanks for the prime. I am down to 195 from 220 in February. We're about halfway to where I want to be. It's not much time either. It's a pretty solid amount of time. Everything I read online said you want to be somewhere between 4 to 8 pounds a month. February, March, April, May. It's like 25 pounds in 4 months. It's right about in the center. How tall am I? I'm 6 foot. My long-term goal is to hit somewhere between 170 and 180. I think I need to play for all 3, because we're going to lose the Human Torch path. Are you feeling any effects from the weight loss? More energy, less tired, etc.? Not really. Because it is worth noting, even when I was a much larger man, I was still exercising regularly, right? Like I've been doing the pedaling on the bike for an hour or so every day. All systems go. For well over a year now. How do you manage feeling hungry? You just don't eat. We definitely died a Taskmaster, for sure. Greg Davies is gonna put us in the ground. No, Giganto counts as having an ability. Oh, we were so close. Did you put it? And that's one of the things, right? Like, talking about it, like, obviously this specific deck the opponent's playing is a pretty solid off-meta deck. But the question we have to ask with this deck is, are the numbers we generate competitive? And this was a game where 37, 22, and 14 were not competitive numbers to make. Other answers to things like feeling hungry are eating things that are incredibly low calorie count. Even just drinking water, chat. Just drink more water when you feel hungry. I have half my sandwich for later, but I'm finishing this pickle. Fruits and vegetables are incredibly low calorie, and they'll fill your stomach. Part of the reason why there's a case and a half of Bai water bottles under my desk is because they're 10 calories for the bottle, so I drink 1 or 2 a day. They've got some flavor in them. Also, you want to know the #1 most busted secret dieting trick, chat? That's going to improve your life in many, many ways. You're gonna want to write this one down. When you feel hungry and you look up at the clock and it's 11 o'clock or midnight, go to fucking sleep. Don't eat a 4th meal. Skip the 2nd dinner. You probably also aren't sleeping enough.
This land can never be fully known.
Go to bed. That's funny, we're playing a mirror. They're probably a Helinex, so it's probably not a strict mirror. I'm not tired, you're tired. Okay, Haley, whatever you say. Let's get to bed now, hon.
We are the future.
Hey, Freak Market, thanks for the prime, I appreciate it. Okay, so this will be 2, and this will be... Oh, wait, no, let's just do this, yeah? We'll do this, and then I'll have a blade next turn. Why, thank you, opponent. Don't mind if I does. Have you experimented with Baron Mordor at all? Baron Mordor is one of those cards that's similar to Iceman, where you can't really see the impact it's having on your game. So it's a tough card to gauge and make content because you don't really know when it lost the opponent the game when they retreat versus when it didn't matter. What's your opinion on a drug that I can't pronounce being used for weight loss? I think my opinion on anything medical related is I am not qualified or informed to speak to the topic, and you should talk to someone who is. Chat, normalize not asking celebrities or pseudo-celebrities or random fucking people who aren't experts to have opinions on things. That was the worst during COVID. Is all these people asking people like myself who are influencers for their opinion on medical topics. Listen to the fucking CDC, chat, was the answer every time. You won't tell me how to fix snap cards or give me medical advice. What the hell? I'm assuming that means you can't help me expand my retirement portfolio. Chad, I don't even expand my own retirement portfolio. I have an investments guy that is in charge of all of that. What's the sequence here? I think it's like Hope into Blink.
Snap.
You at least help me get out of this timeshare. Oof.
Avengers! Assemble.
I would ask that the people currently having a conversation about the side effects of medical-related products in my chat please take it to DMs. I don't want potential misinformation shared in my spaces, and I don't have the expertise or bandwidth to police it.
Wind, aid my hand.
Was that good, chat? What do we think? Was that an okay turn? So I've talked at length about Captain America and Cerebro 2 being awkward. I think it's also worth pointing out that Magic in Cerebro 2 is also awkward because there's so many decks that could just go over the top of you. How big can they get on the right? Double Cerebro gets them to 24. They could technically get to 28 here, so I'm gonna leave Blink. We'll leave everything there.
We are the future.
What improvements and changes would you like to see happen in Conquest? I would really enjoy Conquest more if they gave me some player agency inside of the games. So I don't just run into a matchup that's polarized in favor of my opponent and I feel like I just lose. I would say unlucky, but that was actually the only card Iceman could hit in my hand.
Opponent snapped.
I'll leave on the White Hot Room, their Brood deck.
Escaped.
I think sideboard is one of the handful of ways they could give you agency in polarized matchups, yes.
Opponent snapped.
I also think an easy direct thing they could do, they could make Infinite Conquest let you go 5-1 would also be appreciated. Favorite milkshake flavor. I am partial to peanut butter and cheesecake with my sweets. Cerebro 2's pretty cracked. Alright, I guess we're gonna tap the side again. Looks pretty cracked to me, gamers. Looks pretty cracked to me. Cracked. Broken beyond belief.
Avengers!
It's definitely cracked, just not for you. That's fair, honestly. I give up on doggo lists. Yeah, almost every dog list we played has been bad. It's not good.
I am Iron Man.
Oh, I should play Magneto on the left? Should I? Is that a good play? Torch my fucking Electra gamers! Give it. Did not play for the left. At least not with an Electra. She took 6 points of power off us there. Rough. They're free, big house in the center. Big deal there. Restricted our play a lot. Goose continuing to be one of the absolute best cards in Cerebro 2 by a significant margin. Our deck is such a trash can against Goose. Like, I guess I get to go Ghost Rider into Infinite, into Blink, into She-Hulk, into Giganto, so we probably still win.
Wind, aid my hand.
Alright, we won that coin flip. We did that. This is guaranteed to be She-Hulk for 30 power. To the two people arguing in Twitch chat about the thing that one of you just admitted didn't matter, stop arguing. Pedantic nerds. Get some help. You're leaving, right? There's no reason to stay. Cool.
Victory.
Black Knight's the only deck where I genuinely miss old Zabu. Location's not stellar for us, especially considering they're an Electra deck. But forcing them to be Electra for here seems pretty good. I think someone said this is the one archetype where I really miss old Zabu. I think this deck being B tier overall is good for Marvel Snap as a game. I think decks like this that are a little bit difficult to interact with should probably never be the absolute top tier. Try and punch somebody into the Superflow here.
I am Iron Man.
Bye, Felicia. Why aren't you playing a different deck? Because I want to play this one, Shark Tiger. Don't forget about Storm. I mean, I think this is probably pretty fine into Storm.
I am Iron Man.
Yeah, I'm debating if I want to Magneto the Mystique. It kind of means I'm punting the right, though. Which I'm not sure I'm in a position to do. I think I'm going to stick to the game plan and just soak. That's close, though.
Avengers, assemble.
It's not the Infidel I wanted for Christmas, gamers. This beats another 4-power thing here. And it gives me plus 4, 14, 15 in the middle up to 21. They can have, we lose to Blue Marvel. We could Magneto left. They have priority and they could be filling. Oh, they don't have Blue Marvel. Yeah, that's a good call. We know that deterministically, so we know this beats them here then, yeah? Yeah, and honestly, if we know they don't have Blue Marvel because they're playing Captain America, I think we just do this to play around Shadow King, yeah? Because they can only get to 16 over here. I think this is deterministic. Yeah, cool. Yeah, they already played Mystique. They can't get more. And again, like, I really feel like this hammers home something else we talked about earlier, which is just like, Magic is really not good in Cerebro 2. There are just so many decks in the format, like the one that we're playing, that just like eat your lunch in front of you. They do much more with the 7th turn than your deck is capable of doing. You don't generate big enough numbers in this archetype to leverage the 7th turn powerfully or consistently. Magic is one of those cards where, like, when someone puts it in Cerebro 2, I think they've missed a key component of what's going on. Yeah, at an absolute minimum, if you are going to play Magic, you should play Blue Marvel so you could go at least a little bit bigger. Not playing Magic and not playing Blue Marvel is extra rough. All right, let's tap an ad break. I'm gonna put my half a sandwich back upstairs like we talked about earlier. We're gonna let this one play through this Gold Conquest and maybe a little bit more. It's been fun so far. Thanks for hanging out.
Oh, snap.
Tried Cerebro 3 with Luke Cage. I'm not a big Cerebro 3 fan. I don't think that's something I'll explore. I think other people that like that archetype more and play it more will be the ones to explore that. Uh-oh. Opponent.
Victory.
Masterfully outplayed. Nailed it. Deck's cracked. You're surprised Cerebro 2 has such low stats. So Cerebro 2 does not have low stats. Cerebro 2 is a very solid competitive Marvel Snap deck. Cerebro 2, when you take out a bunch of the good cards and put in things like Captain America and Magic and Iron Man, has bad stats. So Cerebro 2, very reasonable and competitive. Cerebro 2, jacked up by 3 to 5 cards, not particularly good. Is that particular to Cerebro 2, or to switching out good cards for bad hurt most archetypes? Asking the real questions. Wow! Nocturne, holy. MV, thank you for the 16 months. Welcome back. It says 40 up to 53. Does this ever win the game? Let's say they Spectrum. Spectrum is 11, 13, 26. How do you win Isle of Silence? I think they punt Isle of Silence.
Hello, can you understand me?
Hello! No! No! We almost had them! Onslaught! Rip. To the Shadow Realm Gamer. Be gone, interloper. Nocturne making it impossible to play into the center, into them having Iron Man Onslaught's a rough beat. Very, very unlucky. Who's the opponent's icon here? They're a Mirage Spotlight variant. Cerebro 2 is very much not awful right now. Cerebro 2 is very much fine. Very reasonable stats. We dodged drawing Infinite, which means Blink guarantees turns this into Infinite. So Nocturne can move. Does this ever win the game? I think this wins the game a lot of the time, yeah? Enough of the time that we stay.
We are the future.
Oh my god, they're Nocturne! What incredibly fucking insane variants. That's so frustrating. What a frustrating set of Marvel Snap. If Nocturne gives us an average location, or we also lost a Magneto 50-50. If Magneto pulled Cosmo, they're minus what, 4 or 5 here? Captain America was 6. Yeah, they're minus 3. And to add extra insult to injury, we also won this game if Grand Central would have pulled Giganto. And that's one of those, like, you know, you just gotta shrug it off and move on to the next match. But it's just one of those very clear reminders that when you come into a channel and you're like, hey, what's the result? What's the result of your deck? Or like, what's your record? It's like, your record doesn't tell, just telling you the record doesn't explain a match like that, right? It also doesn't explain the one where our opponent just didn't connect to the server. There are so many important details that you miss by just looking at a statistically insignificant sample size record. Let's fire another. This deck has generated good close games of Marvel Snap so far for the most part. I've been enjoying them. This is definitely one of those games where I laugh, but also immediately close the app. Don't blame you. You know what would have been a really nice draw, chat? Any of our 5 cards that cost 3 or less. We might still win this. If we don't draw Infinite next turn, we get to blink this into Infinite. And then we have Magneto for next turn. I could also Blade Ghost Rider, I suppose. Oh no, I'm gonna play into the Hope Path, so that way if we draw Lady Sif, I can go Sif Ghost Rider. Oh, you don't get energy when you blink the Hope? That's actually good to know. We didn't draw the Lady Sif anyways, but it's a good interaction to tuck away for later. I think I do this. So that way I'm tying here in case they play for here. We could go to a breaker.
We are the future.
I'm honestly kind of impressed with our deck from this game, chat. Our draw was abysmal, and we crunched them. You're right, they had extra energy per Sunchbox, I forgot about the Electro. Where's the beef, chat? Where's the beef? Is She-Hulk for the Hope Skip 5 Infinite She-Hulk play? Yes, Socio.
We are the future. We are the future.
The future is now, old man.
Escaped.
Infinite! Infinite! Turn and see where we want to put this. Something with Colin Mockingbird, Heckmage. I don't know that I have strong opinions past that. I don't expect them to have Shag in their deck. Not gonna worry about the armor, I don't think. Incredibly bad at drawing Blade and Lady Sif. I suppose if we draw Blade next turn, we can still get the Magneto out, huh? I think I do this here to threaten playing for all three.
Snap.
This could be Hope Suburbs, which would be atrocious, but it could also be Lady Sif to enable Ghost Rider or just Infinite for the center.
The mystery intrigues me.
Yeah, this was a deck when Blob first came out. I think this should be a generically okay matchup for us. I think our average draw goes over the top of their 2 numbers most of the time. Yeah, they have the Blob avatar.
Oh, snap.
Can we float She-Hulk into Krakoa? Yeah, maybe that was better. I think you're right. That might have been better. What's that? 50-50.
We are the future.
This beats all their combinations of stuff except for a Blob bigger than 20 power on the right. Although I guess then we go to a tiebreaker and we probably win the tiebreaker, yeah? Blob Infinite's a good read for the last 2.
Victory.
Blob is definitely one of their 2 cards based on the Taskmaster. I think Infinite's a reasonable guess on the last. Armor mid Hope Raid. I need to play around them soaking varying amounts of energy on their Sunspot in the last turn, Sioneaser, to beat everything they could do.
Snap.
Plus Ampere, hand's pretty good. With the Sunspot, the Hope, and the She-Hulk. We'll hope to pick up Infinite on our Ghost Rider to round things out. It's just this. I think it's just this.
We are the future.
Jay Hartley, thank you for the 3/4 of a year. Welcome back. I think I'm gonna soak and see what they do.
Hello! Hello!
If they Living Tribunal, they'll be at 32, 53, 53 divided by 3. They'll be at 18 everywhere. Does this win the game a lot of the time? Well, I guess we can blade Ghost Rider, can't we? This is just better. I think we covered every angle with this. That's one of the nice things about this deck. It's felt like we have some individual strategies, but they also have nice overlap with each other, right? Like the She-Hulk and the Infinite, they work with the Blade and the Ghost Rider when that comes up. And we don't just like flop around and lose with Black Knights to the bottom 3. Blink adds a nice element of redundancy to the archetype too. Yeah, you're not a Black Knight one-trick deck. Was even the wallet sponsor, Gilded. We still have a code for that one. It's the Extra wallet. And check out there and use code JumpH for a little bit extra. Thanks for the 49 months. Cut up on the Hawaii 5-0. I think we'll finish this Gold Conquest run with this, and then we'll move along to something else. So. When do we expect to see the Dope Whale wallet? Hopefully it should be here this week. I do like Blink as an additional value piece rather than the thing you build your entire deck around. Yeah, and honestly, Blink in this deck too, like being able to upgrade Ghost Rider into a guaranteed big thing, and often your 3s turn into big things is pretty consistent too. If you have Ghost Rider in your hand, your 3 turns into a 6 in your deck every time, which is great. Just got Meek and Black Knight. Is this card good or me? Well, those cards go in different decks, so a collector discard with Meek I think is okay. Not top of the metagame stats anymore, but serviceable. And this Black Knight deck's felt really solid that we're currently playing. So a question someone asked earlier too is, whatever happened to Hope Movers? That deck disappeared. What you need to understand, chat, is that Marvel Snap has gotten their metagame to a point where there are so many reasonable competitive decks, not everything can be popular. In fact, I would make the argument that the only thing that really ultimately remains popular in a metagame like we currently have is the absolute most toxic thing you can be doing that's competitive, because most gamers gravitate towards being obnoxious and hateful with their gameplay. But there's a lot of Magic the Gathering players where the only way they have fun is when they make their opponents miserable. I don't know, maybe this qualifies as a contentious opinion. Let me know what you think, gamers. I would make the strong argument that while Hela is a play pattern that I don't enjoy and I find obnoxious, I do not think that her play pattern is something I would consider toxic. While she's obviously an incredible amount of RNG, she is also just building a sandcastle. And I think it's hard for a deck or a card that only builds sandcastles for me to ever really consider them toxic. When I think of things that are toxic, I think of things that are breaking my ability to play my game. I agree. I think if you said, Jeff, I find Hela boring or I find it uninteresting, I'd be like, yep, sign me up, cosign, agree. It's RNG. It's boring. I wish it wasn't there. I wish it was something else. But I think describing it as toxic doesn't make sense in my opinion. I think I'm doing this. Was not expecting Nocturne in their Phoenix Force deck.
Opponent snapped.
That's what I can agree with. There are often Hela players who act toxic. Agree with that. Emotes and such. What is their big play that beats me here? Taskmaster? Zola would get me too, yeah. Yeah, I think we gotta go. I don't think there's any reason to bet extra cubes here.
Escaped.
Zola might do it too. Yeah, good show. I didn't count Tribunal.
Oh, snap.
So not super excited to be blading She-Hulk, but, well, fuck me. Thanks, bro. Appreciate you. I was gonna say I'm happy to get Hope on turn 2, so it's worthwhile. Man, that's frustrating. Yeah, they're playing a unique build of Phoenix Force. Nocturne and Polaris are not cards you usually see there. Marvel Snap, Relic of Progenitus Waiting Room. I would really like to see a, I'd really like to see like a Containment Priest in Marvel Snap. I think Relic's probably silly, but I think Containment Priest would be a solid ongoing effect. Drawing Ghost Rider here is great, because it means Blink is turning this into Giganto or Infinite. Swap Giganto for Red Hulk? Maybe. They're awkward compared to Giganto in certain spots. Not Hope. God, fuck you. It's freaking games sometimes. For the record, Hope was discarded by Sokovia, and the remainder of the cards we had there were She-Hulk and Magneto. We keep him honest here, and we put this here, so we're beating Nocturne plus a little more.
We are the future.
I think Sasquatch or Namora is a better pull. I'd be very surprised if Sasquatch is the top meta card.
Oh, snap.
We would have won if you had priority. Yes? Yeah, that sounds right. Can we hit a 2/3 to not discard She-Hulk? Find out next time on Dragon Ball Z. Nailed it. They use a move deck with Phoenix Force included. I mean, they have Carnage too. It's actually kind of a neat thought from the opponent's deck, because one of the things that's good against move decks is clutter, and Carnage clears clutter, yeah? For fuck's sake. We can just not catch a break. Your Infinite, at least, I guess. They already had Gigan. I think it's this, because if they Magneto here, they're gonna pull these out, and then we'll beat the Magneto. And this is already moved.
We are the future.
And we're winning regardless of what Blade does. Or what Ghost Rider does. So, talking about Sasquatch, while it's definitely true that anything can be countered, so just saying Sasquatch gets stopped by Mobius so it's not going to be good is a little reductionist. The thing you have to actually consider with a card like Sasquatch is that you don't just consider can the card be countered. You need to consider what is the payoff for this card when it doesn't get countered. Is the strength for when this works enough of a powerhouse in your other games where you don't get countered to make up for the ones where you do? And I think the ceiling on Sasquatch is just not meaningfully high enough to make up that difference for you most of the time. Would be my TLDR. They're a better Raft deck than we are is definitely the case. Not bad. We'll see if they fill this turn. TLDR stands for too long didn't read. I think I'm just doing this and playing for Asgard.
This just in.
Yeah, filling with Blade would have lost me the Raft card. It would have denied them the Raft card, though, is the noteworthy part. Blink guarantees turns Ghost Rider into Infinite here. I'm kind of expecting a cloak in the middle from them. I think I snap with massive stats on the right and Giganto for the left. I'm playing Blink in the center despite expecting Cloak maybe, because this way if they don't Cloak, we kind of keep them honest. Oh, for fuck's sake. Our opponent's Nocturnes have been so good today. I think it's fine, though. I think we just do this and we win, right? If they, like, move Ham out of here, they go to 15. I guess they could move Ham plus Magneto here. What a beat. I'm definitely not playing around Shay gets their last card. That's not happening.
Victory.
Those variants look sick. Thanks, Shoebull. It's the reason why we spend piles of money on Marvel Snaps, so they can look sick. Hey, on 6 for the 53 months. Yeah, you can check out my Plexus Spot bike. Oh, actually, is this directly to the bike? I forget. I think that takes you to the brand page. If you check some of their stuff, there's things in there. I think it's under more. Oh, no Phoenix Force. I can't believe they ate the Human Torch, not the Phoenix Force, Tito.
Hello.
Hello, hello. I gotta just play for all three. They'd have to put 6 here while putting 8 here. Seems incredibly unlikely, yes.
We are the future.
Oh, fuck, I forgot Nocturne could move.
You understand me?
I forgot Nocturne could move. That one's on me. Yeah, 2 more shots here. That one's on me. KM Bass posted he's playing Professor X during a lot of bouts. I watched KM stream a bunch last night. He lost with a bunch of things that weren't Professor X. He's playing Professor X because Professor X is fucked up and good, and has been for a long while. Lots of Marvel stat formats devolve down to who can optimize the best Professor X deck. Is War Machine not a playable card? It's not, no. Quite mediocre, in fact. I would say unlucky, but that was literally the only card it could hit, so. It's unfortunate that I messed up that last game. And a guaranteed win if I would have played around the Magneto on the left.
We are the future.
Alright, we'll take it to a rubber band game here, but we're very torch.
Escaped.
My deck was capable of winning this set, but I might not be. Take it for one last hurrah here. It's very easy to focus on the games like that last one where my opponent got really good RNG from Expansion. And it's really easy to remove the personal accountability of I messed up the game before that. I wouldn't have been in a position for my opponent to be able to get lucky in the game before this if I would have just played better from the start. You want us to have accountability? Jeez. Why do you think Reddit hates this stream, chat? We're big on personal accountability. Sunspot is a good little communist, by the way. And if we have multiple of him, they'll all soak up the sun together. It's beautiful and glorious. I don't want to just do this. And then next turn I could go Sunspot, Blade. No. Next turn I could go Giganto She-Hulk after soaking a bunch here. I think it's this. They might also be getting rid of the vaults here. Good God, is their Nocturne fucking violent, chat? Holy. Okay, assuredly this wins the game, yes? I haven't miscalculated anything. We're good this time. How do I lose? I messed up one of the earlier games. I feel bad about it. Don't ask Chad, it's an easy one. Yeah, it's fair, honestly. Alliance. We have priority. We don't have to worry about Alliance.
We are the future.
What a slog. Opponent played that really well. I like the look of their deck. I think in a world where Professor X wasn't everywhere, I would love to give a deck like theirs a try. But Professor X would make me sad if I tried to play this, I think. But they played it really well, and we had a good back and forth there. I made a little mistake, and it went a little bit longer than it had to, but GG's to the opponent. All right, gamers, time for some adverts. We're going to see if we can close out an infinite ticket with this one when we get back. Thanks for hanging out. Don't go anywhere. Ooh, we do have a shop reset when we get back, too. Good show. Good show. I would try, but my Nocturne is not a murderer like theirs. Yeah, their Nocturne was really strong. Vibranium track is back. Always is. They like my money, chat. $50 credits for $2. I'll probably wait and see what all is in there before we try it. Nice piece of art. Zero cards I want to upgrade in the free boosters, chat. That's sad. I guess Mirage counts. I'll upgrade Mirage. It's only a gold split on her.
3D.
When playing this deck with Hope subbed out for Electro, Electro is definitely much worse. Electro means you don't get to execute the backup plan of pass on 5 with 6 energy, play She-Hulk Infinite. Honestly, if you're missing Hope, I'd probably sub Psylocke before, but that's still a good bit worse. At least with Psylocke, you can Psylocke on 4 and then pass on 5 with 6.
Snap.
They did nothing on turn 1, and I'm gonna get to play 1, 2, 3 into Adelan, so I'm gonna snap them here, I think. Do I take my blade getting shuffled into my deck, or do I take the guaranteed hope? I think I take the guaranteed hope. Rewarded. It's a shame we don't have priority, otherwise I'd Ghost Rider the Magneto and drag Elsa and Agent Coulson out. I think it's just this into this, and then we soak a little bit on the right in the meantime. I could also Ghost Rider the center to drag Elsa and Agent Coulson into there anyways. That's close. Fucking Loki, chat. And by fucking Loki, I mean fuck Agent Coulson, the actual card that's good in that deck that is the only thing that ever fucking beats me in a million years. 100% of the time, when I lose to this fucking Loki deck, it's because of Agent Coulson or their tech cards. You die to Shang-Chi, you die to Rogue, you die to the randomly generated card from Coulson. Alright. Ghost Rider on the left gives me plus 15 up to 20. I lose to Mockingbird. Kill me. Got him.
Victory.
Yeah, we would have lost to Warpath. That's funny. Yikes. Yikes. Don't need an extra copy of my hand, but happy to draw Sunspotted one here all the same. Coulson is the real Avenger, he really is. By the way, after we're done with Marvel Snap later today, we're going to be checking out some Wuthering Waves, a new open world action RPG with some anime vibes on stream. If you want a really easy way to support my content, just hanging out during the segment is a great way to do that. Don't even have to do anything else. Just check out a new sweet game while we play it on stream. Want to draw not Blink here, ideally. Something that we can play into the Hope Path. Ghost Rider. Not amazing, but also not Blink, so we'll take it.
Snap.
It is. Most people always ask what other kinds of games I play off stream, and Wuthering Waves is exactly the style of game I frequently play off stream. RPGs, often with third-person combat, are the leading thing that I tend to play. All right, we can dodge a Mobius, we can dodge a ball here, gamers.
Hello, hello.
Yes, it's a brand new game, launched Wednesday publicly. They located 6 cards. Giganto is a concern for them contesting the left. They could also have Magneto plus Kitty Pryde, lets them compete in Dark Dimension. My instinct is this, but there's definitely combinations of cards from my deck and sequencing from them that beat us here. Oh, it's 5 cards plus Kitty plus draw. Good shout. The other play was putting both of these over here to hedge them hitting our Magneto.
Hello.
Got him!
Happy.
Got him! Sick.
Victory.
The whole track is $93, and I got less than last time. Is the ratio worse? I assume they're going to be testing the Vibranium track to see how bad they can make it before people stop buying it. I think I skipped the last one. I really like the Vibranium tracks a lot less than the 4U gold bundles. Those are what I prioritize picking up these days. Stop, won't stop. Is there any way to make the 4U bundles count for the whale track? There is not, which is one of the many reasons why the whale track this season is poop. Poop. Poop, poop, poop. How many of these Loki decks are playing Shang, gamers? How many of these Loki decks are playing Shang? About half of them, it looks like. They're only playing Shang when it kills you. Yeah, it's fair, honestly. Okay, now, assuredly, gamers, my Loki opponent playing Armor does not have Shang-Chi in their deck, right? Yes. We can all, on this, we can all certainly agree that with utmost certainty, my Armor playing Loki opponent does not have Shang in their deck. Wait till Agent Coulson gives them one. That's what I'm a little worried about, if I'm being honest. I don't know, Jeff. You are playing Marvel Snap. I am. It's terrifying. A fucking Marvel Snap video game. By the way, chat, this is why so many people hate playing against Loki. Because they make deck building choices like this. And Loki is one of the only decks in Marvel Snap where you actually get actively punished for making mediocre deck building decisions. Does this win the game? Do I just play this left and win the game most of the time? It's 17. How big's their Kitty Pride? They have double Elsa. I think I just do this and hope for the best. I guess how big's the kitty? How big's the Kitty Pride, chat? Is the Kitty Pride bigger than it's getting +6. So they're at 15? Yeah, the kitty beats me. I think it's just this. I think it's just this. If we have 4 more shots after this to win the game. So like, we're probably winning the match. Might be losing this game, but probably winning the match. Here comes Odin. Oh, man. Loki player and running down the entire turn 6 clock. Name a more iconic duo. Strong possibility we're getting ghosted. It's unfortunate that we lost the coin flip and they made a play that deterministically lost to half the cards in our deck. Not a good beat. You need Namora deck suggestions. I'll have a Namora deck in my best decks video coming up. And there's deck highlights on both the channels for her if you're impatient before them. We'll have the best specs video up late tomorrow morning is my plan. Mr. Negative is not a competitive Marvel Snap archetype. Any OTA spice in the best text video? Well, I haven't recorded it yet because there's not enough data generated as of yet. I'll look at the data tonight and put things together then. Also such a good draw for them. Try Grandmaster and Cerebro 2. We have. And it will be a deck highlight here soon. Has been we've got 3 more shots here, but disappointing / frustrating amounts of variance in this set so far for sure. I've had my most consistent success playing Beta Ray Bill, Thor, Wong, White Tiger deck. Feels like it's back at it with the Leech Nerf. Why don't we see it more? Because it's just not very good. Your numbers that you generate are only okay unless you have your absolute best possible draw, and your absolute best possible draw happens less frequently than other things that make linear big numbers. And then to top it all off, you're playing an archetype that's very easy to interact with. Wagga is one of the easiest to disrupt cards in the game. That type of archetype also tends to really struggle in the games where you don't curve out with your Thors. The problem with the Thor decks at their core isn't the games where they go Thor into Beta into Jane. It's like what happens in all of the other games where that doesn't happen. It's the most competitive Surfer deck. The Mockingbird variations are definitely the most competitive. Ongoing is strong. Yeah, the Spectrum Ongoing deck retains having good stats even after the changes, unsurprisingly. Yeah, I mean, there's something to be said for doing well with a deck when you know the ins and outs of playing with it. I am not convinced that Captain America is better than Punisher in the ongoing deck. They can't play anything into Crimson Cosmos now. That's not true. They have 0 energy cards they can play into there. Kitty can get in there. Yeah, the clutter decks are good even without Professor X. They win games when they don't draw that card. So choosing not to play Professor X is definitely giving yourself a bit of a handicap, but I'm gonna hold the Ghost Rider because they don't necessarily know that we have that card. They know that we have the Blade, so I'll play that out. I think I just play this in case I draw Magneto, yeah? Or do we pass and then just like Blade here Infinite? We could Blade to maybe spike Infinite. Yeah, that's true. I think a lot of our options lead to victory here. I think we're in a good spot regardless. I think this is the most conservative line. Oh my god, they're about to Shang-Chi our fucking Ebony Blade. Their last card is Rogue. I need to draw Magneto. Oh my god. We lost the fucking game to Shang-Chi, and because I drew this, I can't play her into Crimson Cosmos, and their Kitty Pryde is 5. And Shang-Chi here puts them to 7. We're 6 to 7. It's really difficult for me to put into words how incredibly silly I think all of the people that complain about Loki as a card are. Like it is like it's never that card ever in a million years is that card the reason why any of my stuff goes wrong in these matchups. Okay, I'm just banning people who are incapable of doing 6/6s less than 7. Write me a paragraph in the unbanned request explaining you learned how to do arithmetic and we'll let you back in, perhaps. Magneto won the game. Magneto won that last game for us, yeah. They were just saying, I hope we win the left. I see what you did there. I see what you did there. You made me chuckle. I appreciate you. Blink would have also won the game. Yes, accurate. So, opponent drew both their tech cards to kill our thing, and we bricked on our half the draws that let us win the game. This is guaranteed to turn into a big 6 energy card. Oh my gosh, was that really the only draw in our deck that didn't do anything? People are running through what all of our different draws were possible. Did we actually hit the only card in our deck that didn't win the game there? But someone go back and check and maybe tell me, or honestly, maybe don't tell me. I probably don't want to know. But it's sounding like there's a good chance we drew the only card in our deck that didn't let us beat Shang-Chi. We won a 50-50 to deny them an Elso. I don't know if passing is right here. They could also be moving Angela. There's a lot of moving pieces here. If I armor left, I can't top deck Infinite, is the problem, gamers. By passing here, Infinite and Ghost Rider are both good top decks. Yeah, I actually don't mind New York too much in 7-turn games. It's a lot less offensive. Perfect. God, do I have to play for all three because they could Shang me? They could Shang me here? This is 1620 in the middle. Yeah, this should win the game a lot of the time, yeah? Famous last words. Hide the screen. Nah, it's fine. Chat. Most people are ghosting. I want to make it really clear that when myself or any other streamer on Twitch.tv says they're being ghosted, 99 times out of 100, they are not being ghosted. They are just being a salty little bitch because they lost a game of Marvel Snap. And I want to make it very clear that I'm including myself in that. There is, like, you're playing for nothing meaningful in most of these games. Like, we got an infinite ticket. Ooh, you're making a number go up that ultimately doesn't matter. And it's just like, not every time a content creator loses a 50-50, it doesn't mean they were ghosted, okay? It's just a bad beat. Bad beats happen. So, Infinity ticket number 11. I gotta be honest, Jen. I like this deck a lot. We had some exceptionally unlucky blows during that set, I felt like, and we pushed through the variants. We ended up having a pretty solid time. I also had fun playing it. Blink feels like she was an important missing piece to this puzzle. Like, her as an extra additional thing in here feels like she added an important element of consistency. Like, one of the kind of core problems that this archetype always feels like it has had is your games where you don't draw Black Knight, things don't come together for you. And being able to, like, have the Hope Summer She-Hulk Infinite plan as a backup plan, having Blink as a backup plan, like, all of these things let us make big numbers pretty consistently. If you are a recent Black Knight grabber from our Spotlight cache this week, this felt like a very reasonable thing to be doing. That being said, and I know this bit's gonna make some of you sad, sorry free-to-play players, I do think this deck is probably markedly worse to the point where I probably wouldn't say you should play it if you're missing Hope and Blink. These are unique, powerful cards that don't have clean replacements, and they're a big part of what lets this deck do that powerful, consistent thing that I'm talking about. You definitely need Hope. You could play, your deck will be worse without her, but like, you definitely need Hope though. Hope lets you go play a card into Hope on turn 4, pass on 5, play She-Hulk Infinite on 6.